Hey, what's up, guys? So this is gonna be the weekly recap. Um, I started off. Let's see, 21st over here. Okay, so I had a really good trade. Um, to start off the week, I had this hourly rejection zone that I was looking at. It started to reject up in here. I took a short. Um, Obviously pretty damn low on the hourly, but anyways, it really doesn't matter. I covered some, and then I covered the other two down here, and I had a really solid day. Did really good. I came back again on Tuesday. I started seeing this hourly support up here. I saw a possible rejection zone, and I started seeing this secondary support. I was like, man, feel like this is a higher low. Um, I went short initially because it was, up in here. It looked like it was having like a rejection zone. At least I believe I went short. I can't remember. It really doesn't matter because I eventually went long on this curl. On the hourly, you start seeing it breaking out. I started adding some size. I added to it again, and I covered way the hell up here. And I had another really solid day. Then this is where shit got kind of crazy. So I had a really, really amazing trade on the 23rd. No, I didn't. I had a really shitty day on the 23rd. So this is not where I started. So the 23rd, I started using way too much size. So when I start seeing like plus ones, plus one, plus one, I'm okay with that. What I don't like to see is like plus threes that show me that I'm not listening to my scaling in properly. I should not be getting in with like plus threes. I should always be getting in with just one contract. It starts working. I start adding to my position. Let's zoom in a little bit on the 23rd. So the 23rd was my wedding anniversary, and I like. I know this might sound superstitious, but you know, I don't have the best track record when I'm trading, and I have shit that's going on, like that's like distracting me. Which actually kind of ties into Friday, but anyways. So I started along. Um, so if you look at this, quite a ways over 50s, I added 50s. I added 52, and then I cut just below 50s. Okay, so but I feel like I had the right idea because if you go to the hourly, where the fuck is the 23rd? So it's got a doji, right? It's and for me, this is how I look at it. Oops, I see this low, higher low. I'm looking for like this to possibly hold support when this thing starts to have a long wick, uh, and you start going over to opening price. So for me, this is how I view it, right? So this thing came up, it had resistance, cupped, went over, had a new high. What used to be resistance is support. I was looking for a higher low. The only problem was I didn't have. If I start off with one contract, I can have that big of wiggle room. This should have been. This is the point where it tells me, hey, you are wrong. But if I start getting in and I start sizing in too big, which I was doing, uh, I can't have that big of a wiggle room. Like realistically, that's like the zone, but like really this is a pretty good sized wick, right? So if I go to if I cancel these stupid executions, so then this makes another higher low. It opens right here. This dips down into that. Really, that should have been the absolute, like, okay, I should have been risking off of 36, which I can if I'm getting in around 40s. Even if I get in at 50s, I can still risk 36 with one contract. The difference is this is a really wild, crazy candle. I mean, you see how high it spikes, and then all the way back down in 5 minutes, right? Like, the market is very volatile. I know that. I know I should not be trading crazy, or not, like what I consider big size, right? I don't have a big account, so I need to just be taking these little baby base hits. But regardless, if this is the 5 minute bar, right? Where I should be getting in at is anything really below this, below the body of the candle. So when you go over here to show the executions, so let's see. I'm getting in right at the open, and then getting in, but then I'm getting out with 5 contracts. Why? Because I can't be in with 5 contracts risking, 20 points. That's too big. But I feel like I just got too aggressive, and I can't remember. I got to do like the 2 minute chart. 1 second. I have to go back and review this day because I don't remember exactly how the price action went. Let's see. So I start longing at 55s. I take a cut, just down under this, and then I would imagine it just fucking rips, and like I missed this giant move up, giant move down, and I start to long again, but I'm longing instead of down near the bottoms, which I should be doing. I'm longing. Let's see, where is 65? I mean, it's not horrible, but like really what I should have been in with is like 1. Why? Because I should be risking off of this. So 65, 25, that's still a pretty decent sized loss, even with 1 contract. There's just so much freaking range. Or just be more patient, right? But the problem is, if you start looking at this, I'm just getting in with way too much size, and I'm taking a loss. My thesis was right. I said to long the damn thing. It went from 50s all the way up to, it went up 50 points before it reversed and then went down, right? I need to delete these. But then this is where I kind of got screwed up. So I took a max loss on this day, right? Then I come back and I have a really good day on. Fuck, I just moved that. On Thursday. But the funny thing is, look at this. You don't see any trades, right? Ah, shit. It's not on my real account. It's on my practice account. And I start shorting, looking for a leg down. I didn't like the price action. I got out, flipped long, and I just start adding long. I start selling. I recycled. I sell some more, recycle some more, sell some more, recycle some. This is probably, honestly, I recycle some more, and then I cut it all off up over here before it finally got to my final target. And this was a monster day. And it was on a practice account. And so I feel like I just got super stressed out. And I wanted to, like, even over here. So this is in like what we call like the slow market, like pre-market of the Asian Open. I even longed, and then I was just like, dude, like because I really thought that this is just gonna fucking skyrocket. I was like, dude, I'll just long here and have a wide stop, and I'll wake up tomorrow morning and I'll be fine. The funny thing is, by the time I would have woken up, this would have been down, a lot, and I would have freaking had a panic attack. Well, then I think that because I had such a big day on the day before that didn't actually count to my account, I had this giant cluster. So when I started going back and I started to review my trades, and I'm watching my trades, at the very beginning, I'm seeing these zones up in here, and I believe. Let's put the execution back on one more time. I believe, yeah, I started going short, and then I start covering. I take a loss, but then I start longing. I was just like, man, I really just think that this is gonna. I think it's gonna hold the support and go long. This is my final target up here, but I got busy at work, and that's one thing that I was talking to my wife about. She says one of my personality traits is I know that I don't do well when I am super busy. I have to be able to focus. Like trading is very very difficult. I have to for me at least how I trade. I want to watch every single little tick. And what I've been doing actually is going to the 1,000 tick chart, and I love this. For me, it really, I don't know, okay, you have a fake breakdown of this level, you reclaim, dude, that right there that's a long. You start getting along, you risk off of here. It's got a higher low, double bottoms at even at a higher low. Like that for me is another long setup. Breaks the trend, add to it. Like it went to my final target that I had. This would have been a monster ass trade, but I got busy at work, and adding to this, this thing just broke over. I'm going to be looking for this thing to use this as support. I'm looking for another leg up. I am very bullish. I think the market is going to go up. I really do. You can agree or disagree. Honestly, I really don't give a shit. But that's my that's how I'm trading this. I will look for short opportunities, but I will size in on longs when I see good long opportunities. But I've been really loving this. I started using the 100 tick chart, but really the 100 tick chart is just too crazy. The price action just really screws my mind. And so what I did is I started going to the 1,000, and honestly, it's got a 2,000 tick. It's got 2,000 and 5,000. That's another thing that I might start looking into. I might start comparing them. Okay, well, what do I see? What do I have a better read on? The 1,000 or the 2,000, or possibly even the 5,000? I don't know. I need to start looking at the charts. For me, this looks like I bet a lot of shorts got sucked in on the break of this structure right here, and then all of a sudden it just instantly bullish engulfing candle. For me, but that's why I like to watch this stuff. I'm looking for this kind of shit where it's okay, say I am short, from here, looking for my next support. I start seeing this kind of price action, I'm getting the hell out. I'm out instantly. And then I'd be looking for, okay, this was resistance, now it turned into support right there. And look at that. Then double bottoms right here. Okay, add in one contract at 5,500. I can risk, down here at 85, which is perfect. That's exactly what I should be risking off of. That's where it tell me that I was wrong. And then, okay, look at that. Double bottoms. The second time double bottoms. Okay, add right here. One contract. I don't know. Probably get, honestly, on this, I'd probably get aggressive. One contract, two contract, three contract, four contract, five contract, sell at the top, sell all the way up here. Stuff like that, add back here. Because another thing that I've been looking at is you don't get a move here, but I've been noticing that it really respects the 50 fib level. Then this thing starts coming up. The last down is right here. 78 fib level. Perfect. Has a lower high. Like I said, 50 fib right there again. That's what I started looking for, is like little patterns, like little things that add up. Like 50 fib is like the absolute like lowest I'll go, but if I see like in a rejection, like something beautiful on like it's 78, I'll go in with more size. I'll go say 2 contracts, start scaling in that way. But my biggest problem is like I literally wanted to go into work and just be like, fuck it, I'm done, I quit, because I can make more money in one day than I make in 2 weeks of work. The problem with that is that's me being emotional, and it doesn't work like that. Like this job provides my family with everything we need, and it gives me the time to trade. And the problem is, it's not the job's fault. It's not my boss's fault. It's my fault for trying to force shit. I knew that I was busy. I've been very, very busy like the last month, and I don't know. I need to learn how to do I have to, like my wife said, okay, everyone gets their smoke breaks and all that kind of shit. You don't smoke. Okay, give yourself 10-15 minutes. If you see something, okay, take a shot, in 10-15 minutes. Okay, so this is, 10:30, 10:45's up in here. Okay, yeah, 82 to, that's 30 points. Okay, put my stop down to break even, and I'm looking for at least a 40-point move. That's what I'm looking for on futures. And so I just need to figure out a way to do this. Quitting my job is not what's going to work for me at all. And I just need to be a lot more realistic. I keep on getting I want everything right now. That's one of my biggest problems. I am not patient at all, and I want to get back to where I was. I want to get back to living down in Florida, trading next to a pool. That's what I'm trying to recreate. Is that life is. I don't want to work for other people. I don't want to have a 9-to-5 job where I just go in and I do mindless work, and I don't know. I trade my life, my time for money. I don't want to do that. I love this shit. I want to do it, and the problem is I get in my own way. And if I would just slow down and I don't know, there's so many times in this day that I'm up $200, $300, $400, and it's dude, just fucking take it. Just nail and bell, especially on days that I'm busy. I know this might sound crazy for some people watching this, but really to make $300-$400, that's absolutely nothing. I'm trading with freaking micros. I'm not even trading with the minis. So for me to make $300-$400, it's literally nothing. If you would just consistently do that, which is why people go to a 9-to-5 job. It's consistent. I go there, I clock in, I get paid. Cool. Well, if I can just consistently make money and stop, screw myself trying to force shit, and I don't know, this life can actually happen. It's just I need to be patient. I need to be calm. I need to learn how to work with myself, and I feel just like anybody else, trading, in my personal opinion, trading is not difficult. Being a human is difficult. Dealing with your emotions is difficult. Dealing with, all the distractions and all the stress and all this shit, that's what makes it so difficult. And because you need to know yourself. I don't know, I'm a very, very aggressive, confident person. I know I can do this. I know for a fucking fact I can do this. My problem is I need to be in the right conditions to do this. And when I'm busy at work, that is not the right conditions. And that's, one thing my brother was saying. I got a job where, during probably around September-ish, not even September, like August, it's gonna be slow as fuck. Or a lot slower to where it's like, okay, I can take the time, but it's like I want everything right fucking now, and like that's the big problem, you know. And but I think that me going back and reviewing my trades and watching it, and like I talk, you know, while I'm doing the trades and everything, and obviously I'm not gonna share that shit on YouTube because, you know, like I said, it's kind of personal. So, you know, but you know, I do share it in the room, and you know, I'm helping guys that, you know, are going through the same kind of stuff, you know. And that's the beautiful thing. Like, there's so many different ways to trade. Like, some of the guys I'm working with right now, you know, they trade completely different than I do. Like, they have super high win rates because you know, they're going for like, fuck, sometimes like 1 to 2 trades, like, or like instead of like a 1 to 1 trade, it's like they're risking 2 to make 1, and it's like, I mean, for me, that does not fit my personality at all. I'm very, very meticulous, and I try to be like a perfectionist, which is another problem of mine. But some of those guys, like, you know, like, I think the guy that's making the most in my community, like, the dude's up like 25K in like the last like month or two. Like, I mean, he's fucking killing it, and so I don't know, but like, you know, he has to figure out, like, you know, just like anybody else though, they all have their own weaknesses, they all have their own problems, and it's like just learning how to deal with yourself is it. I don't know. That's the thing. Is like that's the trick of this game, is like understanding who you are as a person and your strong suit, your flaws, and how to work with yourself. And I think that I really need to start catching myself when I'm busy. Okay, man, like you know, these last 2 days. Okay, like, you know, my 2 max losses this week should have been like realistically non-trading days. Okay, well, how many times do I take a max loss on a day that I shouldn't, in all reality, be trading? Well, that's something worth tracking. And I don't know, like, you start catching yourself. Okay, well, imagine you just stopped doing that. Imagine how much more profitable you would be. But like, you know, when I start telling people to record their screens and talk to their screens, and like, I don't know, like the mindset, well, while you're trading, like, what are you looking at? Why are you looking at it? Like, where's your entry? Where's your targets? Like, all that kind of shit. Like, that's such valuable information, but like, they're just, I don't know, it's they don't think like that, and so I don't know. But anyways, kind of a long thing. I feel like this is another one of those. I feel like reflection kind of week, and I could have had a killer week, you know. But like I said, you know, coulda, shoulda, woulda, you know, all that stuff doesn't fucking matter. Like, you either do it or you don't, and yeah, I don't know. I'll get back to everything, and I don't know, bring it all together. See you guys.